So it's been a while. Of- uh, between you and me, dear Kingstonian fans, there was one version. There was an interview that we did a few weeks ago that never saw the light of day. But we're back chatting to Hayden because it's Cup final week. And Hayden, I imagine there is only one Cup final that you want to talk about this week.
Well, I'd rather talk about the Cup final that's coming rather than the Cup final that we've just experienced.
Yeah. How are things? How are preparations for the game on Tuesday?
Yeah, the preparations have been very good, albeit they're not ideal. I mean, to be open with everybody, we really need the Kingstonian support more than ever on Tuesday night, more than ever. I'm really encouraging you guys to come out in your numbers, as you always do. Bring your family, bring your friends, the Kingstonian supporters that we may not have seen for a while, for years, whatever. Come out and support the boys because we need you. It's a little bit David v Goliath, this one. And to explain why, not only are we playing a side that have now reached the National South Playoff final, we're playing them at their home ground, which, let's be fair, can only be advantageous to Dorking. And equally, and most significantly, the Surrey FA decided to play the final 3.5 weeks after our season ended. And so Dorking, of course, are all match fit, they're game ready. They've had games all the way up to the final. And our last game was on the 23rd of April. So listen, the odds are stacked against us, but, and it's a big but, we've worked really hard. The players are well rested. Players like Fabio are now fit. And we're going into the game very excited, and we're going into the game with a lot of confidence that we can create an upset and bring the Surrey Senior Cup back to Kingstonian.
So what's the preparation been like? Has it been, the kind of full training schedule that you'd normally have, or has it been kind of just sporadic over the last, 3 weeks or so?
The players, after the Margate game, we gave the players 10 days off. So, yeah, they had 10 days, 2 weeks off, actually. I think they had 2 weeks off just to recharge batteries, just to relax. We've done 3 training sessions. We trained last Saturday, we trained on Thursday, and we trained the Saturday of this weekend. The training sessions have been very good. It's surprising how players so quickly can lose a little bit of match fitness. So the sessions have been, certainly the first 2 sessions were pretty hard sessions. So physically we could get people back up to the right level as best we can. The session on Saturday was more strategy, was more tactical. Obviously I know Mark very well. I've seen a lot of Dorking. I've got a pretty good idea what we're going to face. And so we were more on Saturday morning looking at the tactical side of how we can try to win, having done the physical work in the last 2 sessions.
I mean, you mentioned, the kind of long break Kingstonian have had. Dorking, to some extent, have almost got the opposite problem, and they've got this cup final sandwich between, I guess, what are the 2 biggest games in their club's history. Certainly, this coming weekend will be. What are you expecting from them? I know a number of Kingstonian fans were quite happy they won yesterday, thinking that might mean we see a weaker team on Tuesday night.
Well, first of all, I think we've got to give great congratulations to Mark and his team for another amazing season, amazing achievement, and really, really deserved. These guys were denied this cruelly last season. And I think, with the greatest of respect to Hakan and to Maidstone, I think that Dorking are the best team in the league. And had Jason Pryor not missed a big chunk of the season, I think Dorking would have been the champions. So they've had to do it the hard way. They've had to go via the playoffs. In finishing second, they have home advantage in the semi-final and the final. We had them watched at Oxford yesterday. I saw them play against Dulwich Hamlet. And yeah, listen, if you're Dorking Wanderers, the priority has got to be to try to get into the National League. And I think that that's obvious. And I don't think that is taking anything away from the Surrey Senior Cup final. But I know Mark. Mark is a winner. Mark hasn't taken his club from the county leagues to the brink of the National League because he doesn't want to win and he prioritises things. He has a mentality to win everything that's put in front of him and has done a damn good job in doing so. But will we play a weakened team? The truth is, there isn't a weakened team at Dorking. You know, I can have a pretty good guess of what their team's going to be. And I think what's clear is that they have a squad of 25 players that are all first team players. So you don't put Pryor, you don't put Rutherford, you put Ottaway, you put Rodari, for example. So you don't play Dan Lincoln, you play Huck. So you don't play you don't play Luke Moore, you play Oldacre. You don't play Nicky Wheeler, you play Bobby Joe Taylor. You don't play Jimmy Newitt, you play Noel McManus. You know, all of these guys are top players, and I'm expecting to face, albeit probably not the side that beat Oxford 3-0, and probably not the team that is going to go and play in the final on Saturday. We're going to play a super strong Dorking Wanderers team that will want to finish this season and finish their final week of a long season style while trying to do their League and Cup double. I've no doubt that that'll be their ambition.
Yeah. And in terms of the Kingstonian squad, can you give us an update in terms of, you know, fitness and availability for the game this week?
Yeah. We're pretty strong on all fronts. I think it's a real plus that Fabio is definitely fit to play. Players like Alex Adai, who was playing on injury for the final month of the season to try to help the team, has had rest, so he has much better chance. I'm going to be open and say there's a question mark on Julian Swartzer because Julian has been called up for international duty with the Philippines. Rob obviously isn't fit, but we're trying to work with the relevant FAs at the moment, as Julian is, to try and delay his reporting for international duty so he can play. So that's a little bit of the unknown. But, you know, if he doesn't, you know, the Crystal Palace under-23 goalkeeper will come in. He's no bad replacement. So, look, without wanting to give too much away, we're going to be strong. I don't think that whatever happens on Tuesday, I'll be saying to you, if the result doesn't go our way, we lost because he wasn't available and he wasn't available. I think that Kingstonian are going to put out a really strong side that are going to push Dorking Wanderers. And I think it will be a great spectacle. I think it'll be two really good footballing teams and very good game.
Normally, I guess at this time of year, it might have already happened. You know, you'd be making decisions about the squad next season. You'd have probably already had conversations with players about whether they would or wouldn't be staying at the club. I'm assuming that's been kind of delayed this year. And is Tuesday a final opportunity for some players to kind of, you know, stake a claim for a place in the squad next season?
I think it's a final opportunity to stake the claim. I think the players have represented the club very well this season. The first half of the season, remarkably well, up to the beginning of February. For one or two reasons, you know, we didn't quite get the results we wanted after that. That's certainly true. But I think in answer to your question, even though there's a lot of planning gone on behind the scenes and there'll be conversations between myself and the players and myself and the directors on my recommendations and proposals how to move forward with the players and the squad, etc. I think at the moment the right thing to do is simply focus on the final. And once we focused on the final, win, lose or draw, then almost the next day, the planning will become more open and the discussions will start for next season.
One bit of end of season business that has happened this weekend is kind of end of season awards given out I believe, after training and with a few of the kind of 12th man supporters there yesterday. What can you tell us about who took home the silverware there?
Yeah, so the supporters club wanted to do a big event, I believe, when we go to Tooting, which we're really hopeful will be very well supported. So certainly we didn't want to devalue the supporters club events, and we want to support the forthcoming supporters club events, and we're obviously looking forward to moving to our new home. But what happened yesterday was we trained in the morning. The players trained very well. We all went to lunch together, and having spent a really nice afternoon, the directors invited volunteers and members of the 12th man scheme to come and join us in it was an informal event, really. But whilst we were there, we thought that we'd give out 1 or 2 awards. We gave the Footballer of the Year award out, which is my award, which Nyron Clunis won. I was delighted to present it to Nyron. Nyron is everything that you want as a football manager from one of your players, and for the age of 30 and 31 to embrace the new challenge as a right back as he did was really pleasing. And I think he developed into that position and has played so well throughout in his change to right back. So the mere fact that, you know, he was open-minded about a new challenge at this stage in his career, I think he deserved that award. The Players' Player of the Award was Kenny Beanie. It was pretty close between 3 or 4 players, but actually the players voted first, second or third, and Kenny was in the top 3 on every single player. There wasn't one player that didn't vote for Kenny Beanie. And the truth is, he did finish first in a lot of the votes. So really well deserved. And what a great guy, and what a brilliant footballer he is. Daniel Ejikai won the top goal scorer award for his 21 goals this season. So that was thoroughly deserved, and really good for Daniel in his first year here that he broke that magical 20-goal barrier, 20-goal target. And Gus So won the Directors' Player of the Season. And again, I would say he was a very worthy recipient of that. Gus could have won every award. He certainly could have won my award as well. I think he's been consistently outstanding throughout the season. And I think it was really nice that the directors recognised Gus's performances.
Great. And we look forward to, celebrating some more of those achievements. Hopefully after full time tomorrow night, but also as we move into Tooting. A final word on Tooting before we wrap up, Hayden. I gather that the kind of club have begun to spend a bit of time over there and getting to know the ground and stuff. Getting more excited about the move?
Yeah, I personally, I haven't. I haven't been party to those. I know that the club have been in conversations with Tooting. I think there's been a number of meetings over at Imperial Fields. And I think that the relationship started really well. I think there's a lot of goodwill on both sides to make this work. I think that Steve and Jackie of Tooting have been brilliant hosts and bending over backwards to try to help Kingstonian, being really accommodating. So I think everybody's excited about it. For me, I've spoken more to Ashley, who's their manager. And the biggest thing for me is the money that they are investing in their pitch is really important. And clearly Tooting and Mitcham and Kingstonian are going to be playing on a first-class surface next season, which we can only benefit from. John Williams did a great job at Corinthian Casuals, but I know John would agree with me that the surface was more than a little difficult. But with only Kingstonian and Tooting playing on the pitch, and with the pitch being renovated to a really excellent standard, I think it's going to be really helpful and allow Kingstonian to learn the lessons that we need to this season. And if we look at it in a pragmatic way, we have to bridge a gap of 5 wins to try to make those playoffs. And what I've said to you before, I'll say to everybody, if I'm going to ask the Kingstonian supporters to jump on the tram, jump on the train, jump on the bus, jump in the car rather than walk 15 minutes up the road, I have, and the club has, I know that they will agree with me with this, a huge responsibility to produce a really excellent team that the supporters are proud of and that we can challenge on. And so that's the work that we'll try to do to the summer. And hopefully everybody will enjoy our new home. We hope it will be temporary. That's out of my hands. But for however long we're there, I'm going to do my very best to learn the lessons of last season, learn from the mistakes of last season, of which I include myself in that, to try to improve Kingstonian to take us on to the next step where we all want to be.
Great. Well, Hayden, we'll see you Tuesday at the cup final, and hopefully we end the night with a bit of silverware.
Thank you very much. Really looking forward to seeing everybody. And just to plug it, unashamedly, don't forget it's an all-ticket game. You know, please click on the link on the Surrey FA website or on the Kingstonian website to buy your tickets, because, you know, if we're going to go there against all odds, and I've, in a tongue-in-cheek way, likened this game to when Chelsea went to Bayern Munich and beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League final, which is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But we're going to really need our supporters. So more than ever, I'd ask everybody to come and support us, and we're going to do our very, very best to create our first trophy together and a big memory of Kingstonian ending the season successfully.
Indeed. Well, great stuff, Hayden. Thanks a lot. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.